If men vote in big numbers, we win this election. It's that simple. There's other elements. We need to lose less with Gen Z voters, do a little bit better with millennial women, try to close the gap on families. Boomers need to come home. But the essence really is this, is low propensity, which means people that don't always vote, men, working class men. If working class men and their families and their friend group vote, we're going to be in a great spot. But that requires voter registration. It requires contacting voters. And Democrats don't know what to do about this because typically Democrats are the ones that benefit from low propensity voters. Typically, Democrats are the ones that are able to enjoy electoral success because of people that are less likely to vote. This is a clip from CNN. Jennings, who is talking about how men, the Rogan vote, the Rogan bro vote, the low propensity voter, the guy who brings a lunch pail to work, the guy that showers before work and after work, that is who is going to determine the 2024 presidential election. Play cut 50.
Because his name is Kennedy, he will draw a crowd. I mean, you got to remember, Trump's ticket to
that's
victory.
The problem.
Well, but
and then he's going to speak.
Depends on the crowd, doesn't it? I mean, his ticket to victory are these low propensity male, working class male vote, the Joe Rogan audience, and sneer at them at your own peril, because if they get excited about RFK or they think it's if he says Trump's okay, we're going to turn out and vote. That's how Trump changes the composition of the electorate, through that kind of voter. So.
That is the type of voter that we need to win. To expand the electorate, working class men can save the country. For example, a truck driver may be on the road on election day. A truck driver might be in Alabama and he's registered to vote in Georgia. A truck driver might be in Iowa and he's registered to vote in Pennsylvania. That's why mail-in voting and voting early is key. And being okay with mail-in voting. And being comfortable with mail-in voting. This is Joe Rogan articulating how the left is no longer the party of free speech, how the Democrat Party is a mockery of its former self, which is why you are seeing the Avenger Squad, and we have that coming up in the next hour, Tulsi Gabbard, the Justice League. The once free speech, anti-war Democrat Party is now warmongers, censorship, big government, open borders. Joe Rogan is the gateway drug for young men that thought they were Democrats to become MAGA. Joe Rogan is the bridge. And on that bridge, they'll see RFK. They'll see Elon Musk. Play cut 33.
The culture shift between right and left authoritarianism, and now people don't recognize that if you just stop looking at it in terms of red and blue, look at the actions, whether it's war, suppression of free speech, pharmacological interventions that are mandatory, right. whatever it is, that used to all be associated with the authoritative right, the authoritarian right, and now those things are being embraced by the left. And I just think it's just an ideology thing, and I think we get confused and we think we're on the right side, and if it's our side that's saying this, for sure that's the right thing to do, and no one's critically thinking about this.
The type of voter that is the low-hanging fruit is that Gen X man. They've been working their entire life trying to build a family, own a home, and they are seeing the economic catastrophe ahead of them. Inflation is crushing people, especially in the Sun Belt. Crushing people in Arizona. If you are paying more for groceries, Kamala Harris is to blame. She is the current vice president of the United States. She is currently in control. Kamala Harris comes out, she says, I'm against the electric vehicle mandate. Okay, well, why don't you cancel it right now? Why don't you get Joe Biden to cancel it? Show us your leadership. Kamala Harris says that she is in favor of Trump's border wall. Okay, well, then why are you selling all the pieces of Trump's border wall? She says she's an outsider, but she's really the current vice president. And working class voters are increasingly seeing through the mirage of Kamala Harris. They want the country back they had 4 years ago, where wages were going up, where we were a strong and confident country. We were a happier country. We were a healthier country. We were a more stable country. We were not being invaded. Crime was going down. We were an objectively better country. An objectively better country. Back just 4 years ago. And Kamala Harris has had 4 years. Her first day started 3.5 years ago. And so it is now the question of, will the grassroots go and find new voters? Will you go and find new voters at the coffee shop, the laundromat, the grocery store? That is the question. Go to tpaction.com/commit100.